Are you thinking about moving to the Greenville, South Carolina area? I get that question all the time. And if you've been paying attention, Greenville seems like it's always being listed on one of the most desirable cities to live in America. So today on this show, I want to tell you why Greenville is so desirable and why so many people are moving here from all over the country. I'm Brinson, your friendly, local, and informed real estate agent. And today I want to talk to you about what the hype is all about regarding Greenville, South Carolina. Let's dive in. I work with buyers all the time who are relocating to Greenville, South Carolina. And the funny thing about it is most of their stories are very similar. They're either moving from a big city, somewhere really expensive, and they're wanting to find a place where they could settle in, where they could raise a family, where they can maybe have a little more space to their home, to their property line, in a town and a city that they really enjoy. And that's where Greenville really stands out. One of those things is that we have a great downtown that people actually use, from great restaurants, public spaces, events, walkable areas, parks. A lot of that comes from a long-term vision from Greenville's leaders, like our mayor, Knox White, who helped shape Greenville into a place that balances family, business growth, and a thriving downtown. With a location that's close to the Appalachian Mountains as well as to the coast. So many people who move here tell me all the time how much they love the idea of being able to go into the mountains in the fall season when the colors are all nice and orange and red, or in the summer and springtime, they can make a quick day trip to the coast and see some of the great beaches that South Carolina has to offer. That combination of lifestyle, opportunity, and value is a big reason people just don't visit Greenville. They start to picture themselves actually living here. One of the most common things that I hear from clients who relocate here and why they love it so much is because of the location and the balanced lifestyle that Greenville has to offer. Greenville sits in a really strategic spot in the southeast. You're in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, within a couple hours of cities like Charlotte and Atlanta, and just about an hour away from Asheville, and still within a driving distance to coastal destinations like Charleston. For many relocation buyers, that means weekend travel is easy, outdoor recreation is always close, and you're connected without feeling too crowded. We've got places like Paris Mountain State Park, nearby lakes, hiking trails, waterfalls, mountain towns, all within reach. And the climate helps too. Here in Greenville, you get 4 seasons, but with generally milder winters than up north and less extreme heat than some of the deeper southern markets. The second thing that I hear from clients who relocate here all the time is the value that they get from moving here. Buyers coming from higher cost states are often very surprised by what their budget can accomplish. Greenville City Economic Development Corporation puts overall cost of living about 9% below the national average. And that allows buyers to put their money to what is really important to them. Some of those things may be buy newer homes or new construction, being able to buy more land and more space, live closer to certain amenities that are important, and pay lower property taxes, spending less on everyday living expenses. I've had so many clients tell me that they felt like they got a raise when they moved here. It gave them financial breathing room, more flexibility, more time to travel, and less stress. It's one of the big things that people are really surprised about whenever we sit at the closing table and they look down at their taxes. They're like, this is what I'm paying? I was paying 4 times that amount in the state I just came from. The third thing that makes Greenville stand out is that it is a great place to raise a family. I say this as someone who was born and raised here, as well as someone who is raising his own family here. This is a great city for kids, for young families to grow. And actually, in one national magazine called House Beautiful, it named Greenville one of the U.S. cities young families are flocking to in 2026, calling it a safe, mid-sized city with great schools. And they specifically point out the Swamp Rabbit Trail, Falls Park festivals, and movie nights, and the Mice on Main scavenger hunt downtown. The schools here in Greenville are fantastic. Greenville schools are the largest district in South Carolina and one of the largest in the U.S. And the big advantage is choice, especially the select school program of 11 magnet academies built around the themes like STEM, arts, and language. And the fourth thing that I see people loving about Greenville is our downtown. Not a lot of people went downtown, but around the early 2000s, we launched Falls Park. And from there, downtown only began to grow more and more and more. And it's become one of the best downtowns in the nation. Many people expect Greenville to feel like a small southern town, but once they visit, they realize how vibrant and walkable that urban core really is. Spots like Falls Park and the Reedy have become iconic gathering spots. The Swamp Rock Trail goes all the way from downtown Greenville through Travelers Rest, and then from downtown Greenville, there's plans to extend it even further towards Malden, Simpsonville, and so on. Unity Park and other green spaces give downtown a livable, scenic feel. And then, if you spend more time downtown, you'll see things like our amazing farmers market, festivals like Fall for Greenville, performing arts at the Peace Center, our minor league baseball team, the Greenville Drive, and a large growing food and brewery scene. Downtown is such a vibrant, lively place that so many people love to go and just walk around and enjoy a beautiful day in Greenville. There's always something to do, and you're always probably going to run into a few people that you know while you're there as well. And when you're visiting in town, you can picture living in this town. You can picture visiting downtown Greenville and just enjoying all the amazing things that downtown Greenville has to offer. And the fifth thing that I wanted to talk about today, and this is something that not a lot of people know, but Greenville is a very popular destination for retirees. Greenville has become one of the most practical and desirable places to retire, and the national attention is starting to back it up. Publications like Travel and Leisure, Forbes, are constantly recognizing Greenville as one of the best places to retire. And that's not just hype. It's because the area makes retirement simple and affordable, and for a lot of people, really enjoyable. One of the reasons why it's so great to retire is that if it's easy to find the right home. Whether you're looking for low maintenance, single level living, or active adult communities, or even a walkable downtown condo, Greenville has options that fit how retirees actually want to live. Another reason why people are moving here is because the health care gives people real peace of mind. You've got top tier access to hospital systems like Prisma Health and Bon Secours St. Francis Health Systems. Both are recognized among the best hospitals in the region. And that's a big deal if you're thinking long term. The third thing that's great for retirees is the financial side just makes sense. Like we said before, the average cost of living here is about 9% below the national average. And the South Carolina Department of Revenue confirms that Social Security isn't taxed here. And once you hit over 65, the homestead exemption can remove taxes on the first $50,000 of your home's value. That right there is huge financial incentives for you. And the fourth reason why retirees are actually relocating here is because it's actually manageable. This is a big one people don't talk about enough. Greenville is a relocation-friendly market. It's not overwhelming, it's not overly congested, and it's easy to plug into the community quickly, especially with all the neighboring towns that you will have access to. One final note on someone who's been born and raised here in Greenville, South Carolina. I've lived all over the world, traveled to many different states and cities, and one thing I can say today, so many things make Greenville a special place to live. And if you're thinking about relocating here, I would love to help you with that process. Feel free to contact me in the phone number and email in the description box, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.